Hey, it's your boy Konji. I'm back here with another video. So, today, well right now anyways, I'm reacting to the 10 heaviest people in the world who lost a ton of weight. It's always good vibes when somebody loses weight, you know. Give big props to them, you know. Cause, bro, to be honest, it's easier to gain weight than it is to lose it, bro. Let's be honest, bro. But anyways, let's give the people their props, you know, for what.
But losing it can be very difficult. However, even if you weigh 1,000 pounds, it's still possible to get back down to a healthy 170.
Oh shit, what's happening?
All through.
Let's restart that video.
Gaining weight is very easy to do, but losing it can be very difficult. However, even if you weigh 1,000 pounds, it's still possible to get back down to a healthy 170.
It is
all through proper
is 170 the healthy weight?
And sometimes surgery.
Like
and
pounds.
These next winners are proof of that. From a dedicated Taylor Swift fan to the heaviest man in the world, here are the heaviest people who lost all that weight. And some
like on Dr. You.
Number
Dr.
10.
Yeah, Dr. Now.
Ronnie Brewer. Ronnie Brewer, at one point in his life, weighed a staggering 306 kilograms, or 674.61 pounds. He was inactive, ate too much, and was told by his doctors that he would be unlikely to live past his 35th birthday with his current lifestyle. Making a decision to get better, however, he was aided by none other than Taylor Swift's songs. Ronnie started to hit the gym on a regular basis, going over 2 years with hard exercise and dieting. All while he was exercising, he was jamming out to a playlist of Taylor's best songs as motivation. After that long and arduous 2 years and a very long 15-hour surgery to remove excess skin, Brewer successfully shed 180 kilograms, or 396 pounds.
Once you gain that weight, bro, like, your skin starts to expand and stretch, you know? And then when you lose it, you can't,
83 pounds. Brewer has been doing great since then, keeping the weight off and living a happy life with his girlfriend. Number 9.
Good props to you, bro. Props to you, bro. My man had no neck. It was just
out of the box.
Straight.
Gmail and your files are magically there. Switch to Chromebook.
That's a vial. I'm sorry.
David Elmore Smith. David has a rather unflattering nickname that he's known by, that being the 650-pound virgin. David has been morbidly obese for most of his life and suffered from emotional...
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why do some people have to be dickheads, you know? Leave the man alone, man. So what? He's a virgin. I know plenty of people who are skinny, have abs and this and that, and are still virgins, bro. Not by choice, but by action.
Anxiety, which only further worsened his condition. David decided to make a big change in his life and enlisted the help of a personal trainer named Chris Powell. Thanks to Chris, he did start to take baby steps towards recovery, starting with walking around the house and having good thoughts as well. Through all that hard work, he actually shed 400 pounds. However, due to his emotional issues, he ended up turning back to food and regained all the weight he had lost, and then some. David acknowledged that he had only tackled half of his problem, looking good on the outside but hating himself on the inside, and then turned back to food after that. As of today, he's still struggling to lose the returning weight, and updates regularly on his Instagram. And on a personal note, you have my support, David.
Come on, David, you have my support as well.
Mayra Rosales. Mayra Rosales' story of fit to fat is a strange and tragic one, to say the least. Mayra came to prominence for the wrong reason when she admitted to falling on her baby nephew when she tried to pick him up, and weighing 1,036 pounds, it's obvious she crushed him to death. She took full responsibility for the death, but it soon came out that her...
Bro, how the fuck you just gonna graze over that and not even... It's such an upbeat
That is a strange and tragic one, to say the least. Mayra came to prominence for the wrong reason. She admitted to falling on her baby nephew when she tried to pick him up, and weighing 1,036 pounds, it's obvious she crushed him to death. She took full responsibility for the death, but it soon came out that her nephew did not die from being crushed. Her nephew had actually sustained injuries related more to head trauma and severe beatings, something that Mayra was unable to do due to her weight. It was then revealed that Mayra made up the story to protect her sister, who was the true murderer of her own child. Moving On from her nephew's death, she started the process to lose weight via diet and surgery, going through a few procedures and gastric bypass as well. This caused her to lose 800 pounds, and she took custody of her sister's children while her sister ran.
Fam, bro. This is really a tragic story, bro.
And off and went to jail. Mike Branco. Mike was a man who, like everyone on this list, suffered from morbid obesity and was even at one point considered to be one of the heaviest men in the world. Mike decided to try and lose weight, contacting fitness guru Richard Simmons, who was more than happy to help him lose some of his girth. In fact, he lost a staggering 707.68 pounds from his original 906.1. He toured the States for lectures on dieting and exercise, even appearing on a few shows to promote the message. However, 7 years after his initial weight loss...
Bro, something you should know, fam. That's fucking mad, bro. 900 pounds. For even to get there. If we to lose 700, bro.
He fell back into his old ways and went from a healthier weight of 200 to a terrifying 999. Mike spent the remainder of his life with infrequent hospital visits and eventually hit 1,100 pounds. Mike sadly, but unsurprisingly, passed away due to his obesity on July 25th of 2013.
Oh, bro, no, bro.
Number 6. Paul Mason. Born in the good old United Kingdom, Paul Mason has the sad nickname of the heavy...
The first story, you know, my man turned his life around and everything was, you know, good. And shit just started getting darker and darker as the video continued.
Starting his food addiction in his 20s, Paul ate to avoid dealing with his feelings of depression and trauma from child abuse. This caused him to shoot up to a very heavy weight of 978.85 pounds in only a few short years. Fearing for his own health, he applied for a gastric bypass and was granted it, losing 650 pounds and getting to a still heavy but far more respectable 350 pounds. Sadly, though, he's one of the ones who relapsed, and he went back to his food addiction after facing some personal issues, and as of this writing has a recorded weight of 500 pounds. Number 5.
Come on, you can get rid of that, bro.
Donna Simpson. Donna Simpson is an American native who has a rather strange story. She wanted to gain the weight. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Donna proclaimed in 2008 that she wanted to become one of the heaviest women, even setting up a website where fans could see her progress. She set her optimum weight at 1,000 pounds, and by 2008 she actually weighed about 630. However, in 2010 she actually lost a bit of that weight, going to about 602. While she certainly isn't as heavy as previous entries, she does hold a certain distinction as a Guinness World Record holder for a less than enviable reason. In 2010, she gave birth to a baby girl named Jacqueline and was declared as the heaviest woman to give birth. In fact, it even took a team of 30 doctors.
That's not a title that you would want, right?
Eventually, she ended up having a son as well and made the decision to lose weight to raise her children better, losing nearly 300 pounds to get to a healthier weight of 370. Well, healthier in comparison, I suppose. Number 4. Manuel Uribe. Another patron sufferer of obesity, Manuel was confined to his bed and unable to move due to the fact that he weighed a whopping 1,300 pounds. He secured this weight on a steady diet of pizza and tacos and was taken care of by his mother, who kept him fed and clean.
I'm so sorry, it's not funny. I don't know why I laughed, but they said pizza and tacos and it just made me laugh. I don't know why. Sounded like pizza and
TV network, where he made an emotional call for help. This call, funnily enough, was actually answered by the Mexican government, who appointed him nutritionists and doctors to aid him. After being put on a steady diet of healthier foods, which includes chickens, greens, salads, and such, it caused him to slim down to a more respectable 510 pounds. He has 2 specials on his life and attempted to open up a foundation for nutrition and obesity help, but it was never fully certified. Manuel sadly passed away in 2014, suffering liver failure at the age of 48. Number 3.
That's so true though, but when you're heavier, bro, like, your organs and shit are like, they're like screaming, help me, some shit like that. Because when you're that big, there's a lot of fluids and stuff that have to go through your liver. And your livers are not going to keep up with all of that, bro.
Earl Hughes. Another title holder, a heaviest man, Robert Earl Hughes was a Missouri native who started his weight gain at a very early age, weighing a hefty 175 pounds at the age of 6 and 380 at the age of 10.
380 at 10 years old, bro.
In his adult years,
what
he
were they
reached a
feeding
hefty
him,
weight
bruh?
of 1,041 pounds and worked mostly at fairs and carnivals where he sold photos of himself. Interestingly enough, though, while he did weigh nearly a ton, he wasn't bedridden and could walk fine with the use of a cane, at least until he was 31 years old. Robert's massive weight gain was attributed less to food consumption and more to a ruptured thyroid gland. This caused him to gain weight far more rapidly without stop. Robert sadly passed away at the age of 32, developing measles and uremia, and was unable to be properly treated.
Oh shit.
It said that his coffin was as big as a piano, the poor guy.
Why you gotta mention that it was that big, bruh? I know it's not their fault, but like...
Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's best pick is of a very hefty man on the left and then a super muscly dude on the right, and, well, I'll be honest, I couldn't find much of the guy. Image search just leads me to a band and a lot of fat animals. So to make up for that, let's talk about a woman who's another world record holder. In fact, a double world record holder.
Fuck yeah, now, bro.
That being number 2, Rosalie Bradford. Rosalie Bradford was an American
like she has a big
the world record for world's heaviest
hanging.
woman. Her weight gain began after the birth of her son, where she found herself staying at home often and cooking food, with no other real activity. Her weight soared uncontrollably and eventually reached a staggering 1,200 pounds, and she became immobile for several years. Due to a blood infection that landed her in the hospital, she gave up exercise and dieting for a very good amount of time. She also...
My job is to make...
And you know the one thing that pisses me off, right? I know that there's two sides of the coin, right? Like, you
also sadly tried to commit suicide a few times, but also unsuccessfully.
There's, like, you want to give them food, right? You want to give them food when they're in the hospital. But you also can't give them food in the hospital because they're going to get, like, heavier because they're not, like, going out or exercising and just eating unhealthy food. But if you don't, you're also an asshole because you're trying to starve your...
A concerned friend eventually contacted Richard Simmons, who motivated her to get back to exercising and even sent her some exercise tapes and an eating plan. Rosalie started by clapping her hands to the videos as it was the only movement she was capable of, and focused on a steady diet. Thanks to this process, she dropped an impressive
Oh shit, so she started exercising by clapping. I guess it does, like, it uses energy and effort to do this.
420 pounds, and further dropped her down to 500. She kept to her dedication, dieting, and increasing her exercise regimen, which eventually resulted in her dropping down to a very respectable 283 pounds.
700.
Rosalie actually held 2 records, one for the heaviest woman, as we said before, and also most weight lost by a woman. She sadly passed away in 2006, but she passed away a much lighter woman.
R.I.P. man. That just made me sad. I was about to say, jeez, because she, look at all the way she lost, bro.
Before we move on, do me a favor.
Sadly,
my analytics show that only...
Fuck off.
Date with every video...
Fuck off. You... Oh, shit.
Losing it can be very difficult.
I clicked the wrong button. Don't worry. We'll get back there. I clicked the wrong button, but we'll get back there. There we go.
The most obese person in the...
Nope.
Subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out.
Yeah,
Number
subscribe,
1,
like, comment, share.
Juan Pedro Franco. Officially called the most obese person in the world, Juan at one point weighed a staggering 1,311.75 pounds. For reference, that's about the weight of a male polar bear. This was back in 2016, and he's since then gone on to have an impressive transformation. This all started when he met Dr. Jose Antonio Castaneda.
I need to buy a guitar
on a
and
Mediterranean diet that focused on veggies and fruits. On top of the diet, he also received a gastric...
I swear I can survive on just eating fruits and vegetables. Especially mushrooms. Yeah. Bananas. It's not racist, I just like bananas.
Bypass, a sleeve and band surgery, which resulted in Juan slimming down to 458.56 pounds. This is an impressive loss, and he's still going.
That's impressive, you know? From 1,300 to 400, that's almost 1,000 pounds. That's 900 plus.
And doing what exercise he can. Juan also
sorry, my PlayStation controller is still on the table and it's just
virus after a month, attributing his recovery to the treatments he's received. And that's our video for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. This list certainly has its
900+
downs and
pounds.
its ups, but there's one thing we need to take from this. We are responsible for our health, and too much of a good thing
10
can be
dogs that can
detrimental
kill
to
wolves.
us. I'm a pretty heavy guy,
That
and I
looks
need to
kinda
do better,
interesting.
and I know I can, just like you. With all that said and done, that's our video for
That's
today,
true, bro.
folks,
I
and I'll
need to
see
get back
you
to the
all
gym,
next
bro.
time.
I'm
Later,
very,
everybody.
very heavy right now. Later, everybody. I know he has to keep like an upbeat tone and shit like that. I'm gonna watch that later. I know he has to keep like an upbeat tone and he can't be all sad and shit with it, but like sometimes, bruh, sometimes they be saying the wildest shit and they just be like, she fell on her nephew and killed him. Anyways, it's been your boy Odyssey, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow.